Thank you so much. Someone said an effective PMC must be able to create a safe space. Interesting. Thank you so much. Thank you. What else did you learn? I can see you. All right. Thank you. Go ahead. Go ahead, please. Hello. Okay, I can see someone from Kenya. Thank you so much. Welcome, Zimbabwe. Thank you so much. Someone said, I learned that friendship is the glue of marriage and the foundation that connects the couple. Thank you for paying attention for yesterday. We really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Any other person? Can someone, just one person, unmute and talk so that you quickly introduce our first speaker for today, because we have a lot. We have people lined up. Okay, someone said good evening once again. Okay, from second day from South Africa. Do we have someone trying to speak, or we should just go ahead? Okay, so okay, someone said, I need skills to ask the right questions. Yes, and I'm sure that today you're going to get that structure, that skill, you're going to gain it into this series of mastering the art and science of premarital coaching. Thank you so much for that. Can we have someone else to speak? Do we have someone who wants to say one of the things? Eva said people must be healed before going into marriage. Yes, people must be healed because a lot of people are bleeding on another person. People are bleeding on another person that did nothing to them. Thank you so much for bringing that out. Okay, someone said, I learned about loading my experience on people. I think I got my correction yesterday from YouTube. I missed out joining, but from YouTube, I was blessed. Interesting. It's nice to know that you were blessed. It's nice to know that you did not waste your data or your money listening on YouTube. So you can go ahead and follow us on YouTube. Go on YouTube, go and follow. Go and follow and then listen. Okay, so let's introduce our first speaker for today. Like I said, we have lined up activities, and some other person said we cannot use old school methods for today's counseling. Marital counseling is not about fixing things. Great. Another person said, I learned that you should not use your trauma while giving counsel to those preparing for marriage. Wow. Not replying entirely on cultural experience. Thank you. Before thinking of marriage, first reconnect with oneself. Get healing first so that you flourish as an individual. Thank you so much. So let's go right into introducing our amazing speaker. The name is Coach. We have two people that is going to be taking us in this interesting episode. Amazing husband and wife. You know, whenever you have husband and wife doing this work, it's always easier, very easy, because the men will listen and the women will listen. Now, let me give you a brief profile of the amazing coaches that we have in the house. Coach Dinma and Nedum Wobi. They are known and called Team Dinma Nedum. Dinma and Nedum Wobi, aka Team Dinma Nedum, are fondly called the king and queen of happiness and human flourishing. They are leading voices in the Nigerian family happiness and wholeness to individuals, families, and educators who
I am a pharmacist by profession and a family life coach by calling, by passion, by profession too. It's not just about the training, it's about the life that Dinma and Nedum live. They've been people who I look
So they are leading voices in the family life sector. They are co-founders of Happyfied Humanity Project with an audacious vision to make the tools for optimal mental and emotional well-being, human flourishing, and meaningful living and affordable to at least 1 billion humans by 2031. Please, they deserve a clap. Can someone clap for them in the comment section? Nedum brings his wealth of knowledge and expertise from over 25 years experience as an entrepreneur, creating sustainable systems for business growth and profitability, a master's degree in guidance and counseling psychology, a certified practitioner of family systems engineering, a master practitioner of neuro-linguistics programming, a certified result coach and performance consultant into his work with families, parents, and youths to help them navigate the different phases of their lives effectively. While Dinma on her own is a rigorously trained and certified positive psychology coach, a 6-second certified emotional intelligence assessor, master practitioner of neuro-linguistic programming. She serves as the director of study at the Institute of Family Engineering and Development, where together with her team, he trained over 1,000 family life practitioners in the family systems engineering approach to family and nation building. So you can see that it is not by his intuition, their intuition or by their experience. This is a scientific approach that they're going to give you today. So together, Team Dinma and Nedum have created transformative proprietary solutions for family and marriage well-being. They deploy research-proven tools to support their clients, develop growth mindset, self-efficiency, and resilience to navigate daily challenges and enjoy more meaningful lives. Some of their signature solutions include hello, ma. So some of their signature solutions include Flourishing US projects, a marriage enrichment program for married couples, Preparing for Bliss project, a marriage preparation program, and intentional couples weekend getaway. As part of their legacy projects, marking their 20 years anniversary in 2024, they founded Start Your Marriage Right Academy and launched the Preparing for Bliss project licensing program, raising certified marriage preparation coaches and licensing them to use their signature Flourishing Marriage Blueprints to prepare engaged and intending couples for a loving and lasting marriage. We authored the ABC of International Parenting, How to Love, Lead and Influence Your Child with Ease. Many of its readers has nicknamed it the Parenting Bible. They are well sought after speakers and trainers on individual, family, and marriage well-being and happiness, and have a growing clientele for their coaching and certification programs at Africa, Europe, and North Africa. They have been happily married for over 20 years and are raising 4 amazing adolescents with whom they are leaving the family legacy of raising other happier families. When they are not coaching, mentoring, speaking, or training people to maximize their powers and potentials towards achieving their desired outcomes, Dinma and Nedum will be found reading or playing with the family and rocking their own kind of happiness and dancing. Even though some haters say they don't like dancing. So I present to you the amazing people. You can see they are loaded. So can someone give them a shout out on the background, give them a shout out in the chat box while I hand over to the first speaker, Coach Dinma Mobi. Thank you.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much, Lady Kate. I was like, this your introduction, don't pass waiting we are coming to discuss today. But thank you so much for holding forth. And thank you, everyone, for being here for day 2. So let's quickly, if you are excited to begin the conversation on going deeper into this blueprint, please come to the chat room and give me a thumbs up. We need to really run. Give me a thumbs up. I have been waiting for tonight because I want to know about this blueprint in details. That is who I am asking to give me that thumbs up. So let's get right into what we are discussing. Yesterday, I introduced the blueprint. Today, I'm going to take you even deeper into it. If you can remember what I said the blueprint was about, you have to come to the chat room and, oh, my slide is already showing it. So what we're looking at is when it comes to premarital, or when it comes to marriage in itself, what it will take for a couple to enjoy a happy, flourishing marriage is the individual being flourishing, the couple as a team being flourishing, and them being able to co-create flourishing systems. So I will start from the flourishing you. What does it mean? And how do you apply this to premarital? So the first pillar of an effective premarital coaching is the flourishing you, where you help the person become a more desirable spouse. And there are certain things that you need to check with that person in this pillar. The whole foundation of why it is important that flourishing you is the start of premarital is because many people are hiding behind masks without even knowing it. You're meeting somebody in the dating world. You're meeting somebody in your church. You're meeting somebody at the workplace. You're meeting somebody at the bus station. Any way it is that human beings can meet. And you think you have met the real person. Sometimes who you have met is the coping person, the facade that this person has become as a result of the hand that life has dealt the person. The heart hiding behind betrayal, hiding behind rejection, hiding behind abandonment. You could even meet somebody, and it's somebody who has been traumatized by upbringing, raised in a home that was starved of love, a home that was starved of emotions regulation, a home that was starved of the skills it takes to be a human being and even build a relationship. Because I always say to people, life skills are first caught at home before they are taught. And so these human beings are roaming the dating scene and they are attracting people. Some people are even attracting their trauma because that is all they know. Somebody who has lived under a very violent father and saying, oh, I'm not going to marry a violent man. The brain has a way of familiarizing itself with the situations that you are already used to, even when you have said you don't want that. That this same girl who did not want any man as aggressive and violent like her father ends up with a violent and aggressive man. Why? Because that is familiar to the brain, even if it feels unsafe. So if you're going to do premarital, you must first of all take away that mask so that you are sure that is the real person that is getting married. So what do you need to do with the people at those levels? First, You want to help them evaluate their individual level of life satisfaction. Marriage is not a therapy room. Marriage will expose the inadequacies in a person. Marriage will expose the insecurities in a person. If a man is feeling insecure and he gets married and the woman says something that could ordinarily not mean anything, the man will interpret it that she's looking down at him. The man could get violent, could get abusive, could withdraw himself, not because of what the lady said, but because the man himself already is dealing with insecurities that the statement of the woman drew out the insecurities, and she is now suffering for the insecurity that the man is dealing with. So marriage is not a therapy room. Marriage will always expose the flaws in a human being. So you want to ensure that in premarital, the personal harmony checks you're going to do with the individuals, you have to help them evaluate their level of life satisfaction. How satisfied is this person in life? Or is this person trying to use marriage to cover up their level of dissatisfaction, which marriage will not satisfy? Okay, so there are assessments to do that. There are ways to do that, so that if the person is either dissatisfied or extremely dissatisfied, what recommendation does the person need to start doing so that he does not throw his baggage, his emotional baggage, his insecurities, his imperfections on another person? We think that people are ready to marry because they have finished school. The next thing is to marry because the person is of a certain age, and so the person is ripe to marry. And then maybe we see somebody who is done with college, who is working, and you're saying, when are you getting married? So age is not an indicator of marriage readiness. So how do you assess marriage readiness? How do you assess that this person that has come forth to be wedded and wants to get married is actually physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and socially ready for marriage? You need to check that in premarital, and it starts from the foundation of the flourishing individual. Then, of course, we talked a lot about mental health yesterday, so it's also an assessment that you have to do. Now, when you now check and this person, okay, has an appreciable level of life satisfaction, or even if there are gaps, the person is getting coaching from you on how to fill the gaps. You want to now check, how is this human being? How did life, what hand has life thrown this human being? Starting from a child, how was this person raised? What concept of self-esteem as this person started building from a child? How has upbringing, how has environment, how has experiences formed this person? And you must have markers for this. You must be able to check for adverse childhood experiences, because research has it that emotional pain can alter a person's trajectory of life. And people are saying, oh, it's destiny. No, it's not. Not everybody is working in their destiny. Some people are working based on the interpretation that they have given. I gave a story, was it yesterday or at another place? I can't even remember. Somebody at 42 who was not in a relationship, who was not married. And what was the situation? When this person was in their 20s, they dated someone who jilted them, and that left a soreness in them about relationships. That made them say, I don't have time for men. And this lady continued to go through life from 28, 29, 30. She did not get help. She did not submit herself to heal from the pain of that guilt experience. And here at 42, she's not married. She's craving companionship. But it is because, imagine if this person had healed from that trauma, from that 28 years, her story will definitely be different. But there are people out there praying for her. Oh, all the demons that are truncating your blessing, all those demons that have refused you not to marry. I'm not saying there's not a place for spirituality, but that was a situation orchestrated by unhealed trauma. Some people are in relationships that they had no business being because they were attracted to something they felt that could treat their trauma. So imagine a man who had trained a girl throughout college, and then the girl abandoned him and said, oh, she wasn't up to his standard anymore, and met somebody in when she went for her National Youth Service Corps, and then jilted the man, and the man was heartbroken. A Nigerian man and a businessman who did not have up to college education, but then had trained this girl. And then that left a pain in him, that he decided that he was going to get married, but he was sure that this woman is a servant to him. This woman does not get exposed, because in his head, when women get exposed, they go haywire. When women get exposed, they use the men in their lives. So he had decided to marry someone that he was going to cage. But it was in premarital that it was revealed the pain he was going through. So imagine if that was not done. This second lady would have married him and been the victim of unhealed trauma from a past relationship. I could go on and on about how it is an abnormal situation. It is a disservice to conduct premarital without checking for trauma and helping the people heal. Whether we like it or not, we become like the parents who raised us, even when we did not like them. If you go out there, you are hearing, oh, men are not emotionally connecting. Men are not emotionally vulnerable. Have you checked the men who raised them? So you have to check for trauma. You have to check for unresolved pain and help them address it if they are present. Then as you do that, you begin to check how their family of origin has impacted them. Do you know that even though a person does not choose when to be born into a family, the position of birth of a person in a family will impact how the person does marriage? That a firstborn child has tendencies that if he or she does not get coaching to use the strengths and deal with the weaknesses, can sabotage a marriage. Because a firstborn child already, because of how they are raised, has this sense of independence, has this sense of responsibility, has this sense of dishing out orders to people. And so imagine a girl child who is a firstborn child raised in an African home and then gets married to a man. She needs to understand that as a girl child, she has a tendency to boss her husband, not because she does not respect him, but because all of her life, she has been raised to be in charge. She has been raised to give order. And you're taking people through premarital, you have nothing to check their birth order. You don't know the tendencies that a middle child has that can sabotage a relationship. You do not know that the tendencies of a last-born child can wreck a marriage. The tendencies of an only child can be what will destroy a relationship simply because the people were ignorant of how their birth order impacts their life. And the Bible says that my people perish for lack of knowledge. So imagine these young people who are innocent, who are vulnerable, who think they are in love, who are coming to you thinking that you're an expert who can help them, but there's nothing you are using to showcase areas of their lives that can be potential dangers to their marriage, but can be changed if they are schooled on what to do. So in helping that individual attain wholeness, you must be able to check, how did the birth order impact this person, and what does the person need to know differently to ensure that your position in your family, which is not of your own making, does not become what will sabotage your relationship. Then let's move the conversation further. After you have checked all these personal harmony checks to see all these traumas or all these situations that could be a disadvantage if not well used, you have to now start to reconnect the person to their authentic self. Somebody said yesterday that their key learning was how everybody needs to be whole for the marriage to work. How do you now help them reconnect? So you have to help them articulate their strengths. What are their strengths? What makes this person different? What makes this person that unique human being? But sometimes people do not even know that what is a strength can become a disadvantage, because you can use your strength in bad ways and it will impact your relationship. We're working with a couple, and then one of them, the strength is honesty. Ordinarily, honesty is a good thing, right? So we should be thinking of, oh, applauding this person for being an honest person. But the honesty was also being used excessively, such that even in the honesty, you will see the person saying, I always say things the way they are. But the way they are that you are saying things is hurting your partner, because you're not emotionally intelligent in saying it. You're saying things and you're coming across as rude. You're coming across as self-righteous. But in your mind, you're being honest. But you are misusing that strength. There are people whose spirituality is a strength for, but they are using it to pull down their partners, because a person whose spirituality is a strength for, that is not taught how to use spirituality right, comes across as a fanatic. And so even whilst you're trying to encourage the person, you are sounding like the person is already heading to hell. And that in itself can sabotage a relationship. I can go on and on talking about strengths, but let's move the conversation forward. Do you have processes to helping those people identify their personal values so that they can know what drives their choices? I tell people, you cannot do premarital and do it right if you don't help the individual couples articulate their personal values, so that the person they are going into marriage with knows their personal values. Values are the drivers of decisions. Values are the drivers of choices. How do you want to coach two people to do life together when neither of them know what drives their choices? So they come into their marriage, they are quarreling, they are arguing about things that should not be an argument. If only I knew that the thing that makes this man tick, the thing that drives this man is excellence, the things that drives him is friendship. But you are quarreling, oh, he has too many friends. No. But that is his driver, that is his compass through which he does life. So you are doing them an injustice of preparing them for marriage without helping them identify their personal values and their partners knowing what these personal values mean to them. It's not enough for somebody to say respect is my value. Are you aware that respect can mean 100 different things to 100 different people? So even in your process, they should be able to explain what these values mean to them, so that their partners are not assuming a generic meaning of the value and then still not connecting with their partner because they are yet not doing what the partner expects or honoring the value in the way that it matters to the individual. Is this making sense to someone? So you have to do that. And then how do you now reconnect them to the authentic self at the end of it, with doing their values, helping them discover their love, how they want to be shown affection and all of that? You now guide them to articulate what we call at the Start Your Marriage Right Academy, their intimacy playbook. You could call it another thing, but eventually what it means is, this is me. People are coming to say, oh, you're teaching the couple, oh, you need to be intimate, be your husband's friend, be your wife's companion. Are you aware that a person like me for the wife, for example, the level of intimacy that my husband could possibly have with me depends on how vulnerable I am with him? Because intimacy is simply broken down into intimacy, and nobody can see into the depth of you without your invitation. Nobody can see the depth of you without your vulnerability. So what we get to do with those young people is get them to articulate, who are you? What drives you? What makes you you? How do you like to recharge? How do you like to reconnect? What is your dreams in life? What are your money styles? How do you like conflict to be handled? How do you communicate? They even go into the things that they need to be vulnerable about. What are your common weaknesses? What are the things that people have complained about that they don't like about you? We take it even into what are your dream wish, so that you can literally reintroduce your clients to themselves and reintroduce them to their partners. That this intimacy book is called Know Me Better, Love Me Better Handbook, because it is only when you know a person well that you can love the person well. So that's what you have to do with them on the first pillar. Because an effective premarital coaching must first be a journey of self-discovery. Take it. That is the start of premarital. It must be an opportunity first for that individual to meet themselves and their partner meet the authentic them, so that they are more self-aware. And if there are baggages and cobwebs in their life, you help them to heal it so that they can become more self-accepting and open up the real, authentic individual. It is only that real, authentic individual that can now build a formidable partnership with somebody else. Come to the chat room and tell me, what are the key things that you're taking away from Pillar 1? Drop it in the chat room. What is that thing that struck you about Pillar 1? And if it's something that you're not currently doing in your practice, what is that thing? That's why I said there's a science to it. Yesterday, as we introduced, we're talking about the act, how you have to show up, the things you need to understand, the methodology you need to do. Now we're going deeper into the science. Samuel says values drive choices. I want to hear from somebody else. What are you taking away that you must do with an individual first before you begin to talk anything about building relational skills? Because in Pillar 2, we are now going to be checking, helping these people to build a team-centered mindset. Now is where to activate. Can two work together except they agree? Now is where to check, are these people equally or unequally yoked? When we know that if people are unequally yoked, they are going to have challenges. So let's look at it. So that's Pillar 1. We're moving on to Pillar 2. So in Pillar 2, you're also going to check their team harmony. They can say we are getting married, but are they married in principle of what marriage means to them? This is where you begin to ask critical questions like, why do you want to get married? What does marriage mean to you? Why do you want to get married? And why do you want to get married to this person that you want to get married to? As simplistic as these questions sound, they can make a difference in premarital. Because if you don't test for marriage ideology alignment, you could be sending people out to, so Imisi Big Brother Nigeria, I'm going to take you out of this training because that's not what we are here for, please. If you're not here for why we are here, then you would be thrown out of this project, because I don't want anybody coming here to discourage anybody or to post things that are not aligned with what we're talking about. So if you want to sell any educational product, you go set up a platform and do that, please. Okay, and so let Missy be an example to anyone. If anyone posts anything that is not related to what we're discussing, I will yank you out of the system so that we are focused on what we're doing. I have already taken the person out, so he cannot share subsequent stuff. Let's focus on why we're here, please. Okay. All right. So let's talk about what we're talking about. So I said you have to test their ideology. You have to test the ideology. Please ignore the post and just focus on why we're here. I want to stay focused. I know I've taken him out. He's not here anymore. So forget about the post and focus. I'm not going to consign myself with deleting it whilst I have important things to discuss. Because I'm trying to see how to delete it. I'm not seeing that, and that's not what I want to focus my energy on. Okay. Because, so like I was talking, you have to test for their marriage ideology to see how it aligns, to not take anything to assumptions, and if there are gray areas, to align it. Now, whilst you're doing marriage ideology, it's not always because you are looking for trouble. It's not always you are looking for gaps. It's also so that the people are anchored on what marriage means to them. So if somebody says marriage is a partnership, for example, you're going to build on that. What does partnership mean? How will you build this partnership that marriage means to you? If somebody says that marriage is a safe space, you're going to build on that. So you're not doing this stuff because you are looking for problem. Let me see where the problem is so that I can fill the gap. It's also to let them to know the anchors and the strengths of their relationship so that they can build around what it means to them and set strategies in place to check with themselves periodically if they are living up to that ideology that marriage means to them. The next thing you have to do with them in checking their team harmony is to check if their beliefs align. If we said it yesterday, that beliefs are at the foundation of choices, of people's behavior, because what a person believes is going to indirectly, unconsciously influence the person's actions, influence the things that the person does. If a woman believes that my money is my money, and the man's money is for the family, is going to influence her attitude around money in the marriage. If a man believes that the husband is superior to the wife, it's going to impact how he acts. So we need to check. This is where you bring that your understanding that do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. And you bring out the key essential elements that make marriage work. What are the key essentials elements that make marriage work? Leadership, partnership, finances, control, extended family participation, all of that. And then you check their beliefs in it. Because if their beliefs align, then they are yoked rightly. If their beliefs do not align, you have to address the areas where their beliefs do not align. Otherwise, it's going to be a potential problem, because ultimately, whether we know it consciously or unconsciously, we are making choices based on our beliefs and our values. So it's important to check if their beliefs align. Then you move the conversation to helping them discuss their marriage expectations. This person coming into marriage, what are you expecting? Oh, yes, definitely. That's why I said that in your methodology, you must have self. If you were here yesterday, somebody is asking, it seems we need questionnaires to help evaluate some of those beliefs. Yes, and we have designed questionnaires that are science-based at the academy, which was why I was saying yesterday that your practice must have self-reflective exercises for the participants, because you cannot just come and talk to them. You people have to work on your beliefs. How do they know the beliefs? How do they know if they align? How do you guide them to align it if there is nothing that helps you to sieve out these beliefs, if there's nothing that helps you to articulate these values? So definitely a premarital coaching that is effective must have tools, templates, questionnaires, reflective exercises that would help you do a well-rounded job in what you have been called or you want to achieve with them. So you have to discuss their expectations in key areas. We have had to sit and mediate with people when their expectations don't match. And then research has shown there are about 14 to 16 areas that people come into marriage with expectations that must be discussed in premarital. Where are we going to live? How are we going to handle house chores? How many children are we going to have? How will we deal with our other relationships after we have gotten married? How are we going to deal with our finances? What is your take on me running my personal dream versus our mutual dream? What are our expectations about holidays and vacations? How are we going to treat conflict in this relationship? How are we going to relate with our old nuclear family who are now our new extended family? Do you know that some people have suffered strain in their relationship because of how are we going to visit our in-laws? The man expects, now see expectation that was not discussed, that because he's a man and it is African, when it's time for maybe some major holidays, the wife and the children and him can go and visit his parents and spend time with them, maybe in the village. But then when it's the time, if the woman wants to visit her own parents, she can go and visit the parents with the children. But somewhere in the man's mind, he didn't see himself as part of the entourage to visit the wife's family. But it is a compulsory that the wife would always make herself available to spend time with her husband's people. We've had to also work on cases where the man is like, no, if she wants to go and visit her people, she should go and visit her people. But I don't want my children sleeping in foreign lands. But the children are also the grandchildren of the wife's family. So things like this need to be discussed. Expectations in this key 14 to 16 areas have to be discussed with your guardians. Because one of the foundation that we have seen that people don't create in premarital is giving them opportunities to have what I call hot conversations. In marriage, people will always have conversations. If you don't teach them how to disagree through how you moderate these disagreements when they are with you, they are going to shy away from having hot conversation. They are going to have hot conversation tomorrow and somebody says something and the other person flips and gets angry. But with your guidance, if they are flipping and you are able to bring perspective. So that's why you have to now move the conversation to checking marriage sustainability. There is countless research going on in the family life space, and certain factors have been pinpointed as the key factors that predict marriage sustainability. How do you want to prepare a couple for marriage? And you are not checking if from the onset where they are on these marriage sustainability factors. First of all, you don't even know concretely the marriage sustainability factors. Let me run you through a bit of them and we move the conversation forward. One of at the foundation of marriage sustainability is what we refer to as the chemistry compatibility factor. Chemistry is that element that gives relationship energy and excitement. It's not enough to say, oh, if love is not enough, don't marry for love. It is easier to do life with somebody you enjoy their company. Marriage is not supposed to be endurance. It is supposed to be exciting. But there are people coming to you. You are already seeing from their physiology that something is off, but you ignore it. You're not checking, do these people ordinarily enjoy their company? Do these people have things in common interests, common passion? Are these people intellectually compatible? Do they enjoy having engagement with each other and talking about issues? Are they physically attracted to themselves? Yes, physical attraction is part of relationship chemistry. Do they have a spiritual affinity? Are these people aligned spiritually? Because it's going to also be a potential issue. Then we move it to compatibility. Are these people having life priorities that are aligned? Somebody wants to spend their whole life gallivanting around the globe, not wanting to settle in a particular area, wanting to explore, live in Asia for 1-2 years, move on to Middle East for another 2 years, then move on to Africa. There are people that's their life mission. and then they are marrying to somebody who wants to just live in a small urban city, they're going to have issues because their life priorities are this way. I've had people break up in premarital because they couldn't come to an alignment of what they wanted to do with their life for the next 10 years. And it was better for them to go their separate ways because that's going to continue to be friction. Somebody will have to now feel that their life is put on hold for another person's life to shine. There are people who want to gallivant the world. Let the person who wants to gallivant the world merge with another person who wants to gallivant so that they can be gallivanting and nobody is feeling stifled. But you're not checking for life priorities. Or you are simply saying, oh, somebody, when a relationship is working, somebody has to die for the other to be. There are times when you have to die and the man is the visionary of the home. So the woman, you have to key into your husband's vision. No woman was born visionless. Imagine a woman who was raised, trained, schooled. When the Bible was giving us, go into the world, fill the world, dominate, influence, he didn't give it to the male gender. He gave it to mankind, humanity expressed as male and female version. So you also, even in premarital, there's some medical compatibilities you have to check. Couples have suffered endless emotional turmoil simply because nobody educated them on the resource factor. Nobody educated them that, in our blood cells, we have protein. Some of us have the protein, the resource protein. We have the resource protein and we are positive. Some do not have it and it's negative. And if a man and a woman who are resource positive, resource negative get married, after the first child, subsequent pregnancies are prone to abortions, ectopic pregnancy, and issues because the body of the woman will have adapted to create antibodies to fight the foreigner. But science already shows that if these people know their resource compatibility, even before their first pregnancy, this can be averted. Because there are injections that the woman can be given so that her body does not see that foreign resource, whatever, as a foreigner and create antibodies. But ignorance. They're doing premarital. Nobody is asking them, have you checked your rate? We're just fixated on, have you done HIV test? Have you done genotype? What a resource factor. Even the emotional toil of going through ectopic pregnancies, going through abortions, have separated families because they didn't know how to grieve together. And so the gap continued to widen. Somebody feels abandoned. Somebody is grieving longer than the other. But this would have been prevented if the person who took them through premarital knew about some of these incompatibilities and guided them right. Then we move on to evaluating their relationship submission factor. See, we have to stop shouting, man, woman, submit unto your husband. Submission is a five-fold dimension, and you need to be able to teach this to your people. Even if you take it back to that scripture from where submission came from, the five-fold is already there. It is easier to submit to a man who is submitted to his supreme being. But there are men who are disconnected from God, who are not even, and don't come here to tell me about, hey, just that's what the Bible tells us. Once the woman submits, it makes the man. We cannot be arguing this new age thing because we are contradicting the word of God. The word of God first said, submit one to another before it says woman submits to man. So there are layers of submission that makes it easier. Submission to your supreme being, submission to your personal mission. Nobody wants to follow anybody that does not feel like he knows where he's going. Because even leadership as a man in family starts from self-leadership. If you can't demonstrate that you can lead yourself, nobody is going to trust their life to you to be led by someone who cannot lead himself. So from the supreme being submission, your personal mission submission. Then submission to our shared mission. What is this thing that we're doing in marriage? Where is the sense of direction? And do I feel that my input is there? If you want a woman and your family to submit to you, involve them in decision making. That is how. Remember, we talked about the human motivation yesterday. Relatable, autonomy, mastery, and purpose. That any man who is taught this in premarital will know how to get the wife and the family to follow his lead, because people like to be led by somebody they feel understand them, somebody they feel gives them opportunity to make decisions, and somebody they know where we are going to. Then the leadership, submitting to the person with the leadership mandate. Are you aware that, as, for example, in a country that we have a president, there's somebody that's in charge of mineral resources, there's somebody that is in charge of education, that even the man, as the positional leader, ought to submit to the person with the leadership mandate in specific areas. If the Minister of Petroleum is going, if the economy minister is going to make projections for a country, the president does not know fiscal policy, does not know economics, because that's not his forte. As much as the government is going to align to it, the president is submitting to the expertise, to the competence of the economy minister, because they trust that this person understands this terrain and is able to explain this terrain in ways that they can even understand. But then we still have people who are in leadership, but they don't even allow the person who is well vested, who is more competent, who is more experienced, who is passionate, who has interest in specific areas, to lead the family in those areas. Then the submission factor is already suffering there. And the foundation has to start from premarital. So you must be able to help them understand the submission from the different dimensions and what to do. Friendship factor, I'm not going to say so much there, because I think I spent time talking about it yesterday. So you also have to check communication and proactive conflict repair strategies. I said it, you don't just teach that, you model it, you give frameworks for them to do it. Because every couple will have challenges, but it's about the people who are able to discuss things, who are able to discuss things that can move forward. So I'm going to just be pausing in a bit, but let me tie this, because somebody wants to, share something. So an effective PMC must highlight incompatibilities. Please, your system must be able to show them where they are incompatible now, including in their life priorities, in their beliefs, in their values. Not because once there are incompatibilities is a no-no, because knowledge is what will free them, so that you can now help them to align these incompatibilities and provide them with frameworks for relationship building skills, such as conflict resolution. So I'm going to pause here. I'm going to invite, is that Adunola or Lavender? Please let me know who is on standby to share what this blueprint has done for them in their life and in their work.
I think it's Ebuloma.
Okay. Ebu, please, I'm going to invite you to turn on your camera so that I can see you and spotlight you right about now. Are you ready for us, Doctor? And when I hear professionals talk about the blueprints, my heart is happy, because this is, let me hype my sister small. So before us today is Dr. Ebu Lomofawole. This is a doctor of guidance and counseling. And so when she talks about the blueprint, you will know that for somebody from the academia who also has been impacted by this blueprint, then for you, those of you that say you are here because of the scientific approach, let me yield the floor to Dr. Ebu Lomo to talk to us about this experience. Ebu, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Dinma. I call her my principal. Thank you very much for all you do. Thank you for always being ready to impact us. And thank you for what you're doing for yourself, improving. Like, some of us are running after you, and it's a positive one, right? It's an empowering running after. And so I will always, always celebrate you for all that you're doing. Good evening, everyone. I'm saying good evening because I'm in Lagos, Nigeria. And I want to congratulate every one of you for logging into this meeting tonight. I'm sure we all know that this is a time, so far, the 57 minutes has been a time well spent. I did this course, I think I was in batch 5. Yeah, batch 5. I was in class with batch 5. And just like Dinma said, I studied guidance and counseling, and I understand all the Sigmund Freud, all the principles, all the theories and all that. But what this class had helped me to achieve is the application. When we say knowledge, when we say knowledge is power, knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power until you're able to apply the knowledge that you have gathered. And that is what this framework has helped me to achieve. Starting with the Flourishing You. I saw in the chat session, somebody said, oh, even my marriage counseling, my premarital counseling was not this deep. Yeah, that's what this class will help you to achieve. It's so deep that my summary of Flourishing You, that is the first part of the course, is summary of it is you need to know yourself before you carry another person's matter on your head. And for counselors, intending premarital coaches, this is going to be a very big addition to you, such that if you start teaching, your clients will start to come, they will start referring people to you because it's so deep. Understanding who you are. Dinma did it so well that I have to be looking at myself. Mind you, I have done certifications. I have understanding of what it is, but the fact that she was able to put the application and she brought it so low for everyone to understand. It's not too mechanical, makes it really, really. I was discussing with some executives of my national association 2 days ago, and I was telling them how that people like you are taking the lead, and they need to come and learn from people like you. This was a conversation I was having with people 2 days ago. And so this premarital counseling is so deep, and it's going to, the templates, the framework is so simple that you can apply, and the layout and everything has been made ready. And even if you're going to use it in your church, I'm sure people will start running to say, no, this is the person I want to counsel me because of, understanding. And please, there's one other thing Dinma said at the end of the class, saying that, and I think she said it from the beginning, do this class for yourself first. Because you can't give what you don't have. You can give from your overflow. A lot of us, we see ourselves as adults and we think we know it all already. And we just want to help other people. Your attention is to help other people. Please use it to help yourself first. Apply it in your marriages now. Understand the Flourishing You, because you can't give what you don't have. By the time you understand, these are the things this class helps me to achieve. After understanding the importance of Flourishing You before going into Flourishing Us, it was easier to take it in. And so I work with a group of divorced people. So I have a divorce community, we call them Sunshine Hub. And in Sunshine Hub, we have people who are getting ready to go into another relationship. They want to marry again. By the time I start with them, they're like, really? How? Where did you get this from? In my head, I'm just like, yeah, yeah, because it's deep. It helps them see the things they didn't know. And the things, some of them are like, oh my God, if only we knew this, maybe we wouldn't have been divorced and all that. That is the depth of this premarital counseling class. Please, as you're preparing to take it, to learn it so that you can apply it on other people, please learn to apply it to yourself because it will make your life even better. I carry myself differently now because of the depth, because of how Dinma took us through the Flourishing You. I kept talking about the Flourishing You because I believe me first, right? And understanding who I am has not only helped me in my relationship, it has also helped me in relating with other people outside. It is a banger. I think that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. You need to know yourself before you carry another person's burden, before you start saying you want to know another person. And that's the reason why we have a lot of marriages breaking. That's why we have a lot of relationship or marriages having contention and they're fighting the conflicts and all that. So once again, thank you very much, Dinma, for this beautiful framework. I use it. I started using it on myself and I started using it on my clients. And the difference is clear. And one other thing I like about it is Dinma giving us the access to the recording for a period of time. I think my access is still till April. So I'm soaking it in, and taking it in and in and in. And that's a lot. That's a very generous thing that you've done. Thank you very much, Dinma. And I wish everybody on the call, I say congratulations, and I wish you all the best in your career. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak. And I say, well done.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ebulomo. When I hear academians talk about the blueprint, I know what the blueprint can do, but you help to reinforce that. You see this campaign of giving these blueprints out. We cannot stop doing that because Africa, in fact, yesterday did something for me. You know, as we joined yesterday, you could almost see the whole of Africa represented in the class. So my joy is that we're here, we're learning, and we will show you how you can access the blueprint. So quickly, I need us to move the conversation forward. So talk to me. Is Edunola available right now so that we can take you at once before I move on to the next aspect of what I want to share? Please let me know if you are there in the house. We're going to take you right now. If not, can I just tie this Wheel of Marital Bliss? So admin chat me to know what is obtainable if Adunola is available in the moment. Okay, so, all right. Okay.
She's there. Yes.
She's there.
Okay, please, let's take her immediately so that we can just go ahead. I'm going to spotlight you in the moment. Please turn on your video. Could you turn on your video, please? Okay, so let's invite another of our alumnus to share with us what this blueprint did for her. Whilst you're talking, I'm going to also put you on the spot a bit, Adunola. Speak to your testimony, of course, from your heart, but I'm curious for you to also share with our guests the concept of done for you. Speak about it whilst you're sharing your testimonial. And thank you for coming on board to share. I'll hand over to you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to share. Thank you, Coach Dinma. Thank you, everyone on this call. I'm honored to be here to share my testimony. And even though I had what Dr. Ebulomo had said, everyone has a unique testimony on this, our done for you premarital, because Coach Dinma, I want to say that she just finished work there. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Okay. All right, ma. So you just finished all the work, because before I got into such a marriage rights academy, I was already certified family life practitioner. But there was just something that was still missing. It's missing, and it doesn't give you the confidence you need. And I was referred to it. I said, okay, Coach Dinma, our class, and I did not miss one of the class, because you cannot finish eating it. When you start with all the sessions, you will need to go back again. Even after the class, you will still need to go back, because as you listen, it's as if something is just opening up to you that you have not had before. That you have not had before. And after after the class, even before the end of the class, I've started engaging it with other people. But first of all, you must start with yourself. Because if you have not tasted it, there is no how you can feed other people on it. When you taste it and you start hearing people telling you things about yourself, even my husband ate out of it because it's too sweet. I can't just be eating it by myself, because I need to also use it on my own family. Is this starting with the Flourishing You? You would think that you already sorted that, that area of yourself, even as a coach. Then you now start seeing some things that need some working. I got deliverance even in the class on some mindsets that I've been carrying. Even this Saturday, I confirmed some of those deliverance that were coming on, because our class is attended to with excellence. Coach Dinma does not do anything outside excellence. And so if you are still thinking that, should I not? If you miss it, then I don't know how you want to survive in 2026. Because even all of us, the alumni, you are going to be seeing so many things. Even though we are already doing so much in this year, in the new year, you're going to be seeing a whole lot, thanks to all that she has been able to deposit into us. So after, it's like you are given how to cook jollof rice. You need water. You need a cup of rice. And you get it on a platter. I mean, what course will do that for you again? After that, you still have access for a few number of months that you are still going back to go and be eating. You can still document some things, and you can also use it like that. Even if you want to carry it exactly without even changing anything, you can still use it. So what else? Then, the practical for me was also a place that really helped me a lot. I'm an introverted person, but I can tell you, because I know that Coach Dinma is not introverted, because she's a creative. And me, I'm a systematic. So it's difficult with socials. But Coach Dinma had broken all of this down. So if you're in my group, if you're in my WhatsApp group like I am, you are going to get deliverance in this place. Because she's going to break how you are going to show up without having, because you will just see the reason why you need to show up on socials, right? Because that's where you need to be able to reach out to people. That's where your clients are. So if you're still doubting, if you're still having, second mind as to should I not, please, I'm here to tell you that you should. When I use it on clients, I see, even when I come live, questions that have they been? And that's the reason why we need a lot more people to come into this program, so that we'll be able to diffuse and actually eradicate the, the nonsense that is in the world. This one is not advice. You are seeing it working. There's a system. If you want to get to this, these are the ways and things that you need. Step 1, step 2, step 3. And it's a done for you. When she says done for, yes, it is. Thank you very much, ma.
So much, Adunola. I really, really appreciate you, and I love the work that you're doing out there, and I know that marriages will continue to be blessed. Thank you so much. God bless you, and regards to your husband.
Thank you, ma.
He has been eating this pot of jollof. Oh, he never come, fan the cooker of the jollof rice, but that's why we gave you.
I will deliver exactly. I will deliver exactly.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Let's go deeper. Thank you, Dr. Ebu, and thank you, Adunola, for sharing that. So they're talking about the ultimate done for you premarital coach training, because you might be here and we're sharing these things and you're like, how do I learn this? How do I get trained? How do I get certified to be able to use this approach? I'm going to be showing you what it is. And I can tell you, guarantee you, you can take it to the bank. There is no marriage coaching outfit that is going to offer you what you would get at Start Your Marriage Right Academy. But wait a minute, I want us to finish the blueprint. We're still in pillar 2. We're going to pillar 3. Then I'll tell you what makes it unique. We're not just going to train you. We are going to show you how to use this. And even if you have been passionately doing family life, but you're not sure whether it can be monetized, you're not sure if people can pay you value for your money, there is also a blueprint that shows you how to monetize this practice in the program. But that's not where we are talking. I need to tie some things so that you understand what it is that you're needing. So quickly, this is one of the tools we use, because sometimes when you are working with couples, you want to, you almost unconsciously are trying to clone them to have your kind of marriage, but everybody's will is going to be different. So in premarital, you must have a way of helping the couple assess where are they right now, even in this relationship, on the essentials that make marriage work. So this Wheel of Marital Bliss is that coaching tool that can help you do that. So what do we do with them? We get them to discuss and write down, for this marriage that you're building, what do you think are the 10 essential things you need? The woman will write her own, the man will write, and then we bring them together to harmonize it, because there might be common things they wrote. So we want to help them as a team create the 10. So we will now get them to do, right now in your relationship, where are you on these markers? If they said communication, rate your level of satisfaction with how communication is going on in your relationship right now. The woman will rate, the man will rate. If they said intimacy, they will rate. So they will rate in all those different things. And if, for example, the woman rated a 5 and the man rated a 7, 5 plus 7 is 12. But nobody is going to be communicating to themselves. So we need the average. So the average will be 7 plus 5, which is 12 divided by 2. So it means that as now that they are in this relationship, that they want to get married, their level of satisfaction with how communication is going is a 6/10. With how intimacy is going is a 2/10. With how they are able to, whatever it is, the 10 things, then you get them to plot it. So by the time they plot it, this is like what it's going to look like, because they are going to plot those points for their average scores. And this just gives them a pictorial view. So you are going to be working with some people who are visual. They learn by seeing, but all you do with them is talk. You are going to lose them, because how they communicate is through visuals. You are going to also see people that are kinesthetic. So you must use well-rounded teaching methodologies to cater for the different learning styles of the people. So imagine when you see this alone is a conversation starter. If this is the wheel, that is going to drive this couple to marital bliss, if this is the will that will guide their marriage, how far can this will take them? How stressful will it be to be, moving this wheel? So already, without you coming to shout, they can see the weak places in their relationship on their own. Now, coaching can now start to, if you look at these people from this wheel, you will see that friendship and communication is at the lowest. That's why that is where the wheel dips. So now you can begin to have conversations that are tailored to specific needs. So the need of Bimbo and Ahmed is different from the need of Joseph and Mary. But it is only when you have tools like this that showcase where their needs are that you can rightly now train them to meet the gaps. So what I mean to say is that your effective PMC must equip the intending couples with problem-solving skills. Even after they have left with you, you have taught them this wheel of marital bliss. They can use it to review their relationship 1 year after without you, 2 years after without you, 5 years after, because they already know how we can check where we are at and what we need to do to grow the areas. So long after your premarital is gone, resources that will also continue to help them check the foundation and grow in their marriage, you have left them with it. So that you equip them with problem-solving tools to review their relationships periodically and create self-initiated action steps. How beautiful this can be a difference maker. Come to the chat room and drop what you think this will do for the couple as I invite the Odogu of Family Systems, who will be taking you on the third pillar. So he's coming over, and it's no other person but my partner in bliss, my most favorite human being on earth. So please welcome him as he takes the seat.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Lady Kate and Dinma, for this amazing work you have been doing. And so let's go to the chat box. Why do marriages struggle in their early years? If you have an answer right now, just go to the chat box and let me see what you have there. Let me see what you have there. Okay. Let's go quickly. Lack of preparation. Thank you, Eva Mbunga, if I'm correct with that pronunciation. No clear operating system. Lady Kate, yes. Any other person? Any other person? Let's go on. This is why we are coaches and counselors. Yeah, lack of understanding self. Okay, let's go quickly. Who else? Poor communication. Lack of knowledge, skills, lack of understanding and the stages of marriage, no communications about expectations. Oh, I'm loving this class. Unmet expectation, lack of healing, unresolved trauma. So many things are coming while marriages fail. And emotional instability. We are all correct and overlooking important issues. If Olua says background and culture, too many unveiled packages, inadequate preparation for marriage. I love this class. Finances, we are just coming up with so many things, and we are all correct in what we're saying. And so tonight, as we go into the next class, I will be looking at the third pillar in this PMC, which is about flourishing systems, co-creating flexible family systems. So we've done with pillar 1, we've done with pillar 2. And so this pillar 3, why is it important? I just want us to look and reflect on our body. Have you ever imagined how your whole body works harmoniously, coordinating your respiratory system, your digestive system, your reproductive system, your skeletal system. Every this thing is why you can speak, you can see, you can eat, you can move, you can reproduce, you can sleep. There are certain systems that are responsible for coordinating your ability to do all you do. And you see, irrespective of this specific area in the body, like the digestive system, all of them are still working interrelatedly to see that you function optimally and be healthy and be great in what you do. And if you also notice, any disruption in this system will also hinder the productivity of other systems. And that's why a whole human being needs to see that every system is well coordinated, working in order for you to be who you are. And so when we take it to marriage, we're asking ourselves, why do couples in love still quarrel, still have unmet expectation, still have stress in managing their relationship? Because just being in love after the honeymoon, the responsibilities of family begin to escalate, from in-law to work schedule to care of yourself to other unmet expectations that will arise from living will crowd the love these couples have for each other, and therefore not able to coordinate and harmonize how they are going to operate will indefinitely bring a lot of stress and frustration on themselves. And therefore, it will steal the joy and the happiness that they are supposed to have. And so why is some families feel peaceful and why are others under pressure for just little things? The difference is not love, the difference is system. So love supported by system creates peaceful harmony and happiness. And so what is this system, you may ask? Because pillar 1 and pillar 2, the system is what that harmonizes it to engage and to make the vision and mission productive. And so as counselors, when you are preparing those for marriage, it is important they have how they are going to work out these things they have agreed together. You know what the Bible says, can two work together? So how will they run their home? How will they run their finances? How will they run the things that are important to them? And we notice in this age and in this dispensation, a lot of crises come because there are role confusion about who should do what and how it should be done, by who and in what time. And so system, a family system is a set of agreed, underline agreed. So it is not a partner dictating what it is. It is a mutual understanding of the patterns, the roles, the routines, the decision-making process that will guide on how this family is going to live daily, actualize their goal, their vision, aspiration, and purpose as a marriage. As a marriage. So imagine where there are no systems, there will be chaos right from the beginning. Right from the beginning. And so that honeymoon phase will just fizzle out. That's why a lot of challenges come on the first 2, 3, 4 to 5 years of when couples come together. So when you help them to create system, you have built in them capacity and ability to manage their expectations without any partner losing his identity or feeling lost in the relationship. So it's system is like the operating system of your phone. You don't see it, but you see it work. You don't feel it, but you see it work. You might not pinpoint how it works, but you are seeing your phone work. So when you help them create system, it reduces stress, it reduces argument on the simple and unimportant issues. It reduces emotional exhaustion. It makes unclear expectation becomes clear, and it reduces mental overload. So when couple don't know how they should do what they should do, when they should do it, how they should do it, and how to even navigate and negotiate, they are going to be deadlocked in arguments, exhausting themselves, and finally creating stress that they cannot manage. So what are these systems, you may ask? You can go to the chat room. What are these systems? Of course, there are 10 systems that we have introduced in this framework. And these 10 systems, we have about close to 100 questions, about 10 or 15 in each of these systems, that by asking, negotiating, debating, and agreeing, they come up with a process on how this marriage will work. And it also builds an internal system of them able to have meaningful conversation, because right before the marriage, they have had a lot of discussion in various aspects of the system. The governance system, the communication system, the education system, the economic system, the domestic management system, the fun and recreation system, the security and immigration system, the health and wellness system, the culture system, and the legacy system. All interwoven and interlinked. So I'll just take about 2 or 3 systems to explain what I mean about different aspects of this system and how they will work, to help the couple not only to gain stability, but to also enjoy the marriage while they are also building their goals, their vision, and their mission. And so let me take one of the most important systems, the governance system. There must always be a leader, or a leader in any particular way in the family. A country cannot move forward without leadership. And so the governance system is designed on how they will lead their family. What kind of leading mechanism will they apply? What mode of leadership? How will decision be taken? Who is going to take that decision? Who is going to submit to the decision when a person is responsible for that department? So, for example, in the governance system, somebody has to take decision on the economy. Who takes that decision? In the governance system, who is the final authority in the process of engagement? Who has the final say, or who has a contribution to make so that everybody feels inclusive? Do you need to debate, negotiate before a decision takes place? And if a decision is going to take place, how will it affect and impact the family? Are you going to be democratic in nature? Are you going to be dictatorial in nature? Are you going to apply consultation before a decision is reached? Whatever governance system that is applied is going to affect the leadership, the quality of the family, and how the family engage in itself to move forward towards their goal and vision. Domestic management system. How will they manage their home? Who will be responsible for cleaning? Who will be responsible for cleaning? Who will be responsible for laundry? How will they do it? Will it be weekly? Will it be monthly? When will it be delegated? Will you ask for help and assistance? Health and wellness system. How healthy will the family want to be? Who is going to be their personal doctor? How long will they go for health checkup? What determines the kind of food they eat? How do they want to see themselves health-wise in their family? Family legacy system. How do they want to build and be remembered? What are the things that are important to them? How do they want to contribute to the growth of their environment, their society? What does coming together mean for them? How will they be remembered? If they are celebrating their 80 years birthday, what do they want their children, their grandchildren, their family members, their society to talk about them? What are the things they want to hear and how they have poured themselves into people in making the world a better place? Because legacy is not just what you are remembered for doing after you have left this world, but also what you are doing consistently in every little way to see that you make this world a better place, not just for your family, but for the society in general. And therefore, we have helped, like I said initially, have across more than 10 to 15 questions that you will use in helping those who are preparing for this marriage relationship to have not only happy marriages, blissful, but also flourishing. And so this is already done for you, as Dinma said. What you need is to just plug it and let you guide those you are helping to prepare for marriage to discuss this thing. By the time they come back, you are able to guide them appropriately where they have challenges and help them have a master book, a blueprint that will help them to continually to tweak these systems and keep growing and keep improving and keep being the best version of themselves. So which system do you find more interesting in what I have just discussed? Come to the chat box and share. Which of this system do you think is more important, or which of the system do you think that is more important, maybe 2 or 3? So every effective premarital, an effective PMC must teach the intending couples proactive systems to bring structure and ease of living by discussing these strategies and for running their family efficiently and effectively without losing themselves. And so let me quickly see, okay, legacy and governance system, health and recreation, economic system, good. All this, I think all the systems are important. Alaide Akinwale says so, and I quite agree with you. All these systems are important because we have carefully looked at it. We have carefully seen why we brought it together in such a way. And we believe that when a couple actually answers all this, they are going to do exceedingly and greatly and have a solid foundation that will help them prepare their relationship. And so with this, I will be calling on Dinma to continue the class. Thank you for listening and still stay on the call.
Okay, so I see you, the systems, that is the Odogwu of family systems, drawing from his experience of creating business systems and family systems for over 25 years. That sometimes when they say that people struggle in the first few years of their marriage, even though that their love is strong, even though that they have aligned beliefs and values, if you also look deep, it is because they are just winging it. They are just, they didn't have such conversations. And so when life begins to demand things for them in these different areas of their life, it just suffers everything. Like Lorato says, when domestic management suffers, all other systems fail. But see, now people are coming to you in premarital. Are you having such conversations with them so that they are able to start building this on time? So let's move the conversation forward. Has this been a good use of your time? Are there things you're learning to reinforce? Maybe you're already doing some of these things, but this is a reminder that, oh, you're on the right path, or you are not doing these things and you have been, educated on what to do. Because we have looked at these 3 pillars. So if you are reviewing your premarital practice, whether you are an existing premarital or you are an aspiring one, what is your own review of your premarital? Do you think that on a scale of 0 to 5, I can beat my chest that I am doing a thorough job with these people and actually living up to my expectation of preparing them well for marriage? Where 0 is, I'm not so confident that with what I'm doing right now, I'm doing it right. And 5 is, I'm totally confident that with the structure that I have right now, I'm doing a thorough job. Where will you put your review of your practice right now? Lady Kate, thank you for being vulnerable and honest. She says she's putting herself at 1/5. Where are you going to put yourself? As I move on to so this is all what we have been talking about. So when you look at your coaching presence, so let me give you a guide that can guide you in reviewing what we're talking about. If you are like, okay, what's the yardstick to review this thing you're asking me to review? Number 1 is your coaching presence. If you are to review your coaching presence, where will you review it? Do you think that you are actually embodying how to create a safe space for your client? If you look at personal harmony of pillar 1, do you have assessment, tools, and techniques to help you in your PLC to improve individual wholeness in your participants? When you look at mutual harmony, do you also have the tools, techniques, and assessment to improve their mutual alignment for the people you are working with? And lastly, with family effectiveness, what techniques do you use to support the participants to design their strategies for doing life together? Where is that? Okay, thank you for the people who responded. Somebody said a 1, a 3, a 2, a 3. Where are the rest of us? We are almost 75 on call. So if only 4 people are responding, what is happening to the other people? Because you cannot initiate vulnerability and safe space in a client when you yourself are not able to be your safe space. So are you at a 5/5, a 4/5, a 1/5? Where are you? Okay, so depending on where you are at, that means if you are at 1, if you are 0, if you are 3, if you are 4, there's room for improvement. So let me introduce to you our goal. At the Start Your Marriage Right Academy, what we wake up to do every day is to provide indigenous research and evidence-based premarital coaching framework to raise equipped and effective premarital coaches who will save marriages from the right. That's our name, that's our mission, that's our goal. And the umbrella through which we are doing this goal is the Premarital Game Changer, the Start Your Marriage Right Premarital Coach Training and Licensing Program, because we believe that if we're able to train competent people to be at the forefront of premarital, we can actually reduce divorce rates. We can actually improve Africa, because every person comes from a family, and the more functional a family is, based on how functional the marriage is, the more they can raise functional children. So any work we want to see in nation building must start from the family, and the start of a family starts with premarital. That's why our campaign is on premarital coaches, and this framework can also be used for marriage mentoring, because the same process you take people through premarital, you need to, or when people are having issues in marriage, what's the problem? Somebody is disconnected from their core identity. Somebody is dealing with trauma that needs to heal, or the partnership is not strong. They are not aligned in their vision, or they don't have their system set in place. So whilst it is a good place to start it in premarital to create the foundation, this same framework can also be applied to mentor existing marriages, because whatever challenges or areas of growth that a couple may ever need in marriage is either from a foundational issue in the individual, so Flourishing You will address that, is either the incompatibilities in their team-centered mindset. Flourishing Us will address that, is either the non-existence or the ineffectiveness of their systems, and the Flourishing Systems addresses that. So it's not only a premarital game changer, it's a marriage mentoring difference maker. So we've heard some testimonials already, so I'm going to just keep this testimonial and just move on, because, okay, maybe I should take this and we'll move on.
It's not like a PhD student, you know, going through this program. Number one was the fact that it was the person it was coming from, the person behind the program. It's somebody I know that you can always got quality and substance from. So Dinma, okay, so I was interested. The second thing was done for you. Done for you. See, some of us, we don't like the digging. Get it done. Is it working? Yes, with evidence. We want to grab it and run with it. And I think I'm that kind of a person. Done for. So that got me interested. And guess what? It is absolutely done for. No stress. No stress. It's also impacted me as a person, in that I saw some things that had been, you know, lying about, some things playing out, and I was able to put my finger on where that was coming from. Talk about attachment styles. I discovered that the relationship I had with my dad, you know, had been playing out in some ways that I didn't understand. And now I understand it very well. And I'm working on that, you know, to address it absolutely and completely, because it's been amazing. I would recommend it 1,000 times to anybody all over. Even there are some persons that have been wondering, what can I do with my life? What do I do with my life? You know, I'm recommending this to them also. So once again, thank you for this indeed done for you course. It's been elaborate, meticulously put together, and the sessions were wahoo. You know, every session was beautiful.
All right, so let's no. So what's that? We didn't, if you want to become a certified and licensed premarital coach, to be able to use this transformational premarital coaching blueprint, this is the pathway to becoming it in the next, within 13 weeks. 13 weeks includes the graduation, okay? 13 weeks include the graduation. So 12 weeks plus 1 week where we do the graduation. And I'm going to just show you what we'll do for you. Why is everybody shouting about the ultimate done for you? Why do they keep saying done for you, done for you? This is what it means. We have, based on the framework I have taught you, the first of all is that you get the blueprint, the Flourishing Marriage Blueprint, these 3 pillars and the markers and everything in it, you get it. Plus, you're going to get a framework that allows you to apply this blueprint in premarital. What it means is that if you're going to take people through the way this framework is designed, it is designed to be well delivered within 12 weeks. So we have packaged a framework for you. In week 1, module 1, This within 12 modules, let me put it that way, 12 modules, but we like to give people time to reflect. So we will not advise that you teach the module back to back. You teach module 1 today, teach module 2 tomorrow. No, that's why we put it in 12 weeks. So module 1, this is the objective of module 1. This is the coaching questions to ask them. This is the thing to teach them. This is the coaching question to ask them. This is their reflective exercises. Where relevant, this is the assessment to run. So it starts from the Flourishing You, and we run it to Flourishing Us. This is the assessment. That's what they mean by done for you. We have already designed the curriculum. You just need to be trained. We have packaged it, not only the training, into a handbook. So after your training, you have your handbook detailing all I have shared and I have said into a framework where you can sit with a premarital counseling after your training, and you know, okay, today we are focusing on this. This is the learning objective. You know the kind of conversation to have, and it doesn't end in conversation. You administer the assessment where necessary. You coach them using coaching questions that have been well designed, powerful enough to engage the people, and then you give them reflective exercises. So we give you the blueprint. We give you a framework on how to deliver this blueprint in premarital. We train you, and you get your manual. Then you belong to a community of people who are using, yes, the training is online. Please let me run you through what you have so that you can understand it, and I'll tell you about the modalities. When I say that the Start Your Marriage Right Academy, I can boldly say is the only marriage institute, the only marriage academy that will give you all of this done for you, no stress. You can go and verify it anywhere. We don't only train you, give you the community where you are sharing ideas with people. You've seen members of our alumni come to share with you, ranging from people that have doctorates in the academia and other people who are doing stuff in the family life space. Then we also mentor you. That was what Adinola was saying, that she was somebody who was shy. After you take your training, you are expected to go to the field to practice what you're doing. And in this age of creator economy, in this age of social media is one of the places where your voices can be heard. Some of our alumni had never been on social media to teach, but we created a template with the topics to discuss, with technical guidelines. Our admin team is there on hand. You don't know how to go live on Facebook, don't worry. Ifunanya is present to teach you the rudiments, irrespective of wherever you are in the world. That some people only were able to show up online because of this mentoring program. Not only that, we also give you a 90 days roadmap. And the 90 days roadmap is to your first paid group premarital coaching. What activities, what business activities, what do you need to say to the people to be able to recruit at least? That 90 days blueprint is guaranteed to get you minimum of 10 clients for premarital. And when I say 10 clients, I mean 10 couples. 10 couples for premarital. You take them through this blueprint, with each couple paying you nothing less than 100,000 naira. You can convert it to your currency. And so that blueprint is guaranteed to make you a 1 million naira in revenue by coaching 10 couples. And that is provided for you. What do you do in week 1, in week 2, in week 3? If you know any other marriage institute that teaches you how to monetize your business in practical ways, please come and let me know. So all of this is what we have. And then again, we have a platform. Some people are new to marriage coaching. They are passionate about helping people grow, but they don't want the hassles of having to develop their own technical team, develop their own whatever. But I want to coach people, but I don't want the hassles of it. We also have you covered, because we want many people, many young marriages in Africa to get the right foundation. So there's no excuse. If you already have your platform, we train you, you take this, you go to your platform and you use it. If you don't yet know how to build a platform, but your heart yearns to help people, we have provided a system in Start Your Marriage Right Academy where you can teach premarital on the Academy's website and still get paid for facilitating. It's not compulsory you have to teach in the website, but it's a provision we made for people who are yet not knowledgeable on how to build their systems, or who just want to do this passion without going through the hassles of building a business around it, but want to still be compensated for their time. We have created that for you. So what else are you looking for? And then we certify you and we license you to use this blueprint. That is what I am inviting you to do. And at the end of it, you are going to be able to help the couples create their intimacy playbook. After you have taken them through pillar 1, the summation of pillar 1 is the intimacy playbook. We will coach you on how to activate it. Secondly, you will also be able to help your clients create their family mandate guide. By the time you finish working with them in pillar 2, you are going to help them create their family vision, their family mission statement, their family values. That is their family mandate guide. You can do it for anybody after this training. Thirdly, you would also be able to help them create their family systems guidebook. All of those systems that my husband came and talked about that increases harmony in a marriage. What are the kind of conversations you have with the people? The coaching script is already there. We have designed the coaching script. These are the kind of questions to ask them to help them to create their governing system. These are the kind of questions to ask them to help them create their domestic management system and all of those systems. And after you have asked them those questions and they have articulated it, you help them bring it together into a family systems guidebook, such that as they get into the marriage, anybody who is coming to stay in their family must go through the family systems guidebook, because that's how you understand how the family is run. But many of us have done premarital and we don't know how to do this. So if this sounds like what you want, the very first batch for 2026 is starting in January 19th. So January 19th, the next batch starts. And what is it going to, how are you going to be able to do this? Am I not sharing my slide? I thought I was sharing my slide. Okay, so let me tell you how you can become a part of this and join the fastest growing leading marriage academy across Africa, so that you are no longer doing mediocre work for your clients, but you have the right tools. So these are the systems, the books, the essential documents, you'll be able to guide them. Like I said, our next batch is coming up January 19th. So if you want to be trained, this is your opportunity to join. I'm sure the next question on everybody's mind is, how is this going to run? This is an online training. So what we have done is that we have recorded the training modules. And once you sign up, you are enrolled to the academy, where you have access to the training modules. So you are going to, like our alumni have said, have an access to that online modules for the next 1 year. We give a 1-year access because we know that you need to still revisit some of these things to master them. Then the training happens online once a week on Wednesdays. Wednesdays between the hours of 7 to 9 p.m. West African time is the training, and we take 1 module a week. So we discuss the module with you, you ask your questions, and you are able to get clarification. These training sessions are also recorded. So you also have access to the recordings of the training sessions. So you get access to the online portal where all of this is uploaded, and then we train you every Wednesday 7 to 9, and then you also get your manual, the Premarital Coach / Marriage Mentoring Manual, that has all of these things detailed, like I have already said. Okay. And so the next question is, how much is this going to cost? If I'm going to ask you for a training that gives you all of this, what do you think it should cost? But because we are passionate about equipping Africa with these tools, ordinarily, it could, even for certifications like this internationally, you can pay as much as $1,500, $2,000. I've taken trainings where I paid $4,000, but we're not even going there. We want to make the entry as simple and as cost-effective for people. So rather than the fee right now, it's a $500,000 to get trained and get all of this. But because you are here and you want to take action immediately, you get to pay $400,000 or $250 within the next 72 hours. If Naya, please drop the link so that people who want to take action. For somebody who wants also a payment plan, you have an option of paying 2 times. That is a total of $280, $440,000, but you are paying in 2 installments of $220,000. So please, you can take advantage of that right now. As you have noticed, we are a couple team. Please do not misunderstand me. You can be a single and still do effective premarital and marriage mentoring, because like we discovered yesterday, it's not about your experience. There are skills to it. So even if you are widowed, you are divorced, you are single, you are married, and your heart yearns to do a thorough premarital coaching, you have the opportunity to get trained. But if you are as a couple and you want to get trained as a couple, we give the second spouse a 50% discount, provided both of you are signing up at the same time. So instead of you having to pay 1 million naira as a couple, you get to pay 750 as a couple, because the second partner gets a 50% discount. But for today, valid for the next 72 hours, couples can pay 600,000 or 2-time payment of 660, which is your first installment of 330. The link is there. I'm also going to drop our contact. Ifunanya, please drop the link to chat Ifunanya for those who want to get more details, because I want to be able to still take some questions. So I don't want you to miss this opportunity to get trained. I don't want you to get into 2026 and you don't have the skills. If you want to make immediate payments now, please put your camera, put your phone or whatever device to this QR code and just scan the QR code. It still takes you to there. Forget about the date. We should have updated that, but it's still valid, okay? Because for us, like my husband has said, and like I have said, a thriving and effective premarital coaching practice is possible. And together, we can save marriages, we can save families, we can build our nation, we can rebuild Africa through effective family life solutions. But it starts first from you being equipped to do a thorough job. It starts first from you having the skills. It starts first from you being confident, because some of the things that question your confidence is because you are not sure if you're producing results. But this is a confidence booster. This is a scientific approach. This is a methodological way of doing premarital. This is a complete done for you, where we have taken the hassles off from you and packaged this blueprint in this format, where you can get trained, get your manual, get mentoring, learn how to monetize the practice. Even if you are teaching in faith-based organizations, put more structure and methodology to it. I dare tell you, you cannot get any marriage institute, any qualified marriage academy that is going to give you all of this for the minimal subsidized rate that we have given you. So that is me inviting you to get affiliated, get certified, and your certification can be used anywhere around the globe. And it's on this note that I am ending my speech and asking for questions. If you have questions, if you have clarity, if you want to chat with Ifunanya, please put that link there. Chat with Ifunanya. I want to join the January 2026 batch. Please give me more details of how to do that. That's Ifunanya there for you. If you want to take advantage of the discount, please note that after 72 hours, the training fee will revert to 500,000 for an individual, which is about $300 and something, or $750 for a couple. The discount is available only for 72 hours. So today is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By end of Wednesday, you can no longer access the discount. So if you want to get the discount, make your payment within this time until Wednesday. After Wednesday, you are going to pay the full amount. Okay. So deadline, somebody is asking, when is the deadline for payments before class in January? January 19th is when we are starting class. So you have up until the week before January 19th, because we need to start enrollment a week before. So you can still join this batch up until the 9th of January 2026. But I recommend for you, if you want to make a payment plan, to deposit at least something to lock your slots so that you are in for January. But remember, the discount is available for 72 hours. On that note, I don't know if you have any questions for me that have not been answered. Please feel free to ask me. I'm looking at the time. We have kept you 3 minutes beyond the time that we have said. Okay, so I'm seeing questions in the group. Uche is asking, what's the program duration? It's for 12 weeks plus 1. So if we start from January 19th, it is 13 weeks. So graduation will be sometime in my head around April, if I'm not mistaken, because 12 is already 3 months plus 1 week. So it's around the first week of April that we're graduating, because we are taking you module by module, the same way you are going to take the premarital, because this premarital is designed to be offered for 12 weeks. So what you're going to do with the participants every week is what we are training you to do. Okay, so it's what we're training you to do. So somebody is asking, are you accredited? The organization is a member of the Coaching Association of Nigeria. We are also right now working on foreign accreditation, because we pride ourselves at excellence and transparency. So yes, we are locally accredited, but internationally, we are still working on the international accreditation. But I need you to know that as a person, I am a member of the International Coaching Federation. And so we are in the process of reviewing the framework and also getting it to be accredited by the International Coaching Federation when it comes to marriage coaching. Okay. Graduation is done online. Everything is done online. Elizabeth is asking, how is the graduation done for those not in Nigeria? The class is online. The graduation is online. Everything happens online. So we have participants from across Africa, from across Asia, from even in the North America. So it doesn't matter where you are residing, you can still join. Is premarital counseling advisable for singles? I don't know what that question means. Are you saying, can singles be trained and certified to be premarital counselors? Yes, because it is a methodology. Your marital status is irrespective, which was why I said you can be single, you can be married, you can be divorced, you can be widowed. So long as you are passionate about marriage, starting from premarital, we will train you and give you the framework, because your peculiar marriage situation is not the yardstick. We talked about it yesterday. You are not coming to premarital to share your experience. It is a science. It is an art. So with the tools and the assessments you have, you can guide anybody to do marriage well, irrespective of your current status. Somebody was also asking yesterday, how does this apply if I want to help singles prepare for relationship? I hope you've gotten your answer, because anything you want to do with singles preparing for relationship is in pillar 1. Because if those singles, first of all, become self-aware, they will even be able to now choose right. So pillar 1 is that thing that you need to teach singles even before they get engaged. Then somebody is thinking, I want to take a relationship to the next level. How do I know if this is pillar 2? Already answers that, because they are now able to check, where are we? And if we decide to marry, is this going to be sustainable? So you see that the 3 pillars can be deployed holistically together or separately, depending on what you want to achieve. Even the pillar 3 for systems, a couple could already be married, but they're always having quarrels. And then you sit with them, is because they don't know how to handle money. They don't know how to handle their personal development. They don't know how to handle all those different areas that the systems cover. You can take them through a family systems activation program without going through the whole length of it. That's why I said that this is the game changer, not only for premarital, but also for marriage mentoring. So let me take the questions here before I wrap up. So somebody is asking, do you have a wait list, like those who would like to join later might not be able to join this January, maybe a platform? Yes, we have that. We will share if you registered, you're going to get details about that. Right now, we are focused on ensuring that people don't miss the discount that was given to them, so that they can take action fast. So yes, if you have interest, so long as you registered, you have joined the academy in one way or the other, we will always update you. Is there a community we can join even before attending the academy? The community you can join is the wait list. We will share the details with you progressively. I humbly request that there should be a common WhatsApp platform for sharing information that can inform members of program. Yes, it's the same question I have answered. We have that. So long as you registered and you have been getting our emails and you are in our system, you will always get this update. We will always get this update. We will invite you to that community to join us. Right now, we are focusing on recruiting people for the next batch, because we know that there are people who are ready to take action now. So we are giving them an opportunity to come in at the discounted rate, but your journey with the academy just started. God did not bring you here by chance. It is destiny that has brought you our way. Whether you met us on Facebook, whether you met us on Instagram, whether somebody referred you here, you are not here by chance. And we are not also going to okay, so admin has shared the wait list. If you want to keep getting information about this, please join the wait list that she shared. But if you are ready to take that right now, please, your best bet is to chat Ifunanya and to take the discounted rate. Take the discounted rate right now, even so that you can become a certified and trained premarital coach. I think I will just hand over back to Lady Kate if she's there for the wrap up. Thank you everyone for being here. Please stay connected. Somebody is asking, do you have a sponsor partner for those who are interested but without income? You have to be part of the academy to explore that. Right now, we are recruiting people who are ready to take action. Lady Kate, are you there to take over from here, or do I wrap up myself?
Yes.
Okay, please come on
Yes,
board.
yes, I'm here.
This conversation. I cannot see you. I cannot see you to spotlight you. Is your camera turned off?
You need to unfreeze my camera.
Please
you need
turn
to
on your...
unfreeze my camera from screen. Okay.
Are you there?
Okay. Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me? I'm here. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Coach Dinma. I'm sure every one of us can attest that today is what's the date. And like she said, we have just a few days for the payment for you to enjoy the discounts. Make sure that you do that immediately, and I can assure you that you will be very confident, just like myself. Be very confident in handling your clients, in making money. For me, the most interesting part is the roadmap that tells me how to make money from counseling, because I have done it for years, free, passionate about it, but I'm not making money. And I was beginning to weigh me down until I met Coach Dinma and the husband, and they showed me a practical way to make money from this. And I know that a lot of us are on my table who does this as a pastor, just being passionate, and your pocket is crying. So please sign on so that you'll be able to get that. And to our speakers, thank you so much for your generosity, depth, and commitment to raising amazing team that will be saving marriages. And to every participant, thank you so much for your engagement, for your openness, for learning. We trust that knowledge that you have gotten today is going to take you far, and that we are going to meet you in the main room. Thank you once again for being part in the Arts of Science, Arts of Science of Premarital Coaching. We wish you continued growth, success, and then we hope to see you on the other side. Thank you so much.
On that note, we say thank you for being part of this. The replays of the 2 days masterclass will be on our YouTube channel. You can still watch to take some learning. But please, like Adunola said, don't step into 2026 without this tool. We are ready and equipped to train you. Come January 19th, the next batch starts, and we have given you this opportunity to get the discounted rate, 72 hours going off by 11:59 p.m. West African time on Wednesday. But it's my dream to see you in class and to hand over this blueprint. The training will be taken by me and my partner in Bliss. So if you enjoyed our time with you and you would want to also grow your confidence, even whilst you're also growing your competence, don't miss this. This is God calling your heart and sending you into an academy that can help you do that. And it will be our pleasure to welcome you in. So please join this training. Chat Ifunanya now. Chat Ifunanya now and lock down your space. You can either click on that link or chat with her directly. And on that note, I say thank you for being here. I see nationalities across Africa joining, and my heart is happy. My heart is grateful that together, you and I can do transformative work and can save many more marriages in our time, and also leave a legacy for them. Thank you, and God bless you, and see you in the batch starting January 19th. On that note, is good night from us, and enjoy the rest of your day.